Alright boys, I'm a little bit sick, but the Kengan grind will never end, so let's talk about chapter 201. Beginning with Kiryu and Oma sitting next to one another, and Oma saying, "Give me some space," is a huge callback to their interactions in Kengan Ashura. This is wild to see. Kiryu has gone from place to place in Omega regarding his character. At one stage he's saying he wants to be God, then he's saying he only cares about Gaoh. Ruki's gonna be the one to surpass the old god, Oma. Now he's just fixated on Oma again and wanting to, I guess, kill the Tiger Nico, at least when he left during the Berserker Ball. So what is Kiryu's actual goal? I'm guessing it's to defeat and kill the Tiger Nico, and that all the stuff about the old and new god for Oma isn't really the case, and that he has changed and may not be as insane as he is. But then why did he go through all that? So Kiryu is still a wild creature. However, on that note as well, he reveals that the only reason he's in the inside currently is looking for Ruki. Is this a lie? He knows the worms are here as well, so Kiryu has much more knowledge, even more than the Kengan Association, but he's here looking for Ruki like the Kengan Association is. However, he did have a conversation with Ruki prior to him actually entering the inside, meaning the last person Ruki saw was actually Kiryu. And in this conversation we have this panel from our boy Ruki. "I can tell that I'm becoming mentally unstable. It's only a matter of time before I have a breakdown." Our boy Ruki is actually self-aware. Pretty surprising, didn't really expect this whatsoever. But once again, he reinstates that the reason he's going to the inside is to find his grandfather, Gaoh Mukaku, and ask him about the outside world, how it wasn't really what he was expecting, thinking about people like Oma, Koga and Kazi, who are, I guess, nice people or good people at their core, and Ruki's kind of conflicted in that regard. So of course, asks his grandfather. However, we get many reveals regarding Gaoh Mukaku in this chapter as well, which is very juicy stuff. According to Ruki, Gaoh Mukaku has at least 20 places he goes to throughout the inside. So in my previous video where I mentioned that Gaoh Mukaku may be in the middle of the most dangerous part of the inside, may not actually be the case. Yes, that's the spot where they last lost track of Gaoh. However, he could be anywhere in the inside. So maybe Gaoh did find Gaoh Mukaku in that place, but Gaoh Mukaku, being who he is, was aware Ruki was being tracked and just destroyed it straight away. That's probably the case, and I think they are in the most dangerous part currently, which is going to be pretty crazy to see. Considering all this, wild and dangerous stuff in this part inside is nothing compared to where Oma was from. And then the most dangerous part is much worse than where Oma is from. So we're in for some crazy, wild, cursed stuff in the future of this inside arc. Then probably the most interesting page we got in this chapter is Kiryu saying this: "There's a good chance that Ruki found Gaoh Mukaku, as I just said, and that he's in trouble." That's the natural conclusion. So I'm going to look for Ruki on my own. The worms are in the inside too. We need to find Mukaku before they do, otherwise they will kill him. So according to Kiryu, the worms are indeed wanting to kill Gaoh Mukaku. He believes that Ruki has found Gaoh Mukaku already, so this means the worms are after Gaoh Mukaku, but since Ruki is with Mukaku currently, he is also in danger of being killed by the worms. So if we ever see Mukaku and Gaoh at some point, it's most likely the case we're going to see both of them fighting various worm members. I think Mukaku, even at his old age, should be quite fine unless it's someone like the Tiger Nico, Gilbert, or the Connector going after him. Any other worm member, potentially even direct subordinate, Mukaku should be fine. And then on top of that, he has Gaoh, an expert worm killer, on his side as well. So if we do cut to that at some point, that's going to be very hype. Sandovich decided to remind us about cloning once again. A reminder for all of you, Gaoh and Oma are confirmed to be a clone of another. Is this the Connector? Is this someone else? We don't actually know, but they're confirmed to be clones, at least according to Faye. We have a scene of Himuro and Rei casually sparring. So Himuro once again goes from losing against Konoharo to having like an even portrayal with the likes of Rei. Man really just be swaying in power over and over again. But we get to meet the general in this chapter as well, who looks pretty cool. However, the final of the chapter is the main thing I want to talk about. The general knows how strong Himuro is, but he doesn't know how strong the other fighters are. Himuro may be the weakest alongside Koga in the group, so he wants to test all of them, or at least test one of them. So our boy Retsudo is fighting this guy for the test. Retsudo hasn't really had an on-screen fight whatsoever in the whole series. All of his fights in Ashura against all those goons were kinda off-screen. His training with Misa didn't really show anything, so finally we're going to see what Retsudo is capable of. It's most likely the case he's going to low diff this guy. Without a doubt, I don't think he's much trouble at all. He thinks Himuro is like this very strong guy. My prediction is that Retsudo is going to be quite a bit above Himuro, so it's going to be a stomp. But seeing what his martial art fighting style is going to be very hype, so I'm excited for next week. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I talk about Kengan and various other fighting manga. It's greatly appreciated. Sorry for the poor edited video and my voice kind of being a little bit weird. Check out the other stuff in the description if you haven't already. And of course, shout out to the Mad Lads who support the channel via the Patreon. But that's it guys. Peace.